Just about heading out now on Albany Expressway. Yeah, it's 1:25. As you can see, we are here. Just waiting, because like there's basically no one around, except for a couple others. But yeah, that's basically it. Say something.
No.
We are currently in the bus. It's really dark in here, so you can't see anyone. I'm sitting next to Sanai. Say hi.
Don't try to look at me.
Oh, sorry. We are currently in the airport. Hello, I'm recording for a video. We have stopped. So now we are currently at security. We are now past the security check, as you see, and we're about to make our way into this spinning man. It's currently group 7. We're the next boarding group on the plane, and after that we're gonna enter the plane. I swear to goodness, I'm gonna drop my phone someday.
No, please, dude.
Liftoff.
So at that point, we were already on the plane. The plan was quite simple. The itinerary here clearly states that flights Group 1 leaves San Francisco International Airport at 5:45 a.m. And of course, I'm part of Flight Group 1, along with 36 other students. Now the idea was to take a flight over to Charlotte first, and then do a transfer flight to Norfolk. This of course gave us 30 minutes of extra free time wandering about the airport. Well, there was a policy called the buddy system. You have to stay with the buddy at all times, at all costs. So after we landed in Charlotte awaiting our transfer flight, me and this guy decided to go on a bit of an adventure, like some certain individuals with familiar names. This is a map of Charlotte Douglas International Airport, and we were to board at gate B4, which is right here. So at that point, the time was already 4 o'clock, because we had already spent 15 minutes wandering about the airport searching for something to drink.
During the 30 spare minutes that we had, we wanted to get something to consume. We saw that Starbucks had a bit of a blockage because there was a horde of people in line. We wanted something unique, and Starbucks was cloned all over the airport. I look at the airport map and see Jamba Juice. Then I take a look at the gate number it's nearby, 823. I check to see where it is on the map, and there it is. It's just halfway across the airport.
Max and I decided to walk to A23. Okay, now here's the thing. We have to return to gate B4 before 4:15, which is when boarding starts. Looking through the map took quite a while. It took like 5 minutes. By the time we arrived at A23, it was already 4:10, and we only had 5 minutes to get back. And guess what? Jamba Juice wasn't even open. So there we were. We've just wasted 30 minutes searching for something that we couldn't even get. Lessons learned. We barely made it in time, and we almost got scolded by the teachers.
But this isn't the last time that we'll be hearing from Jon Björk.
Okay, we are now at the baggage claim, and I'm just gonna wait for my baggage. That's how it's gonna work. At this point, we're in the bus, and Max is sleeping, so we gotta be very, very quiet. This guy right here decided to record Max going crazy in his sleep. He thinks he's being the troll here, but what he doesn't know is that behind the scenes, I'm secretly recording another time-lapse of him recording the time-lapse of Max. Alright, we just arrived at our destination and we're going somewhere.
Where's Adriel?
Ege is here.
I live.
But the crossroads are still open, so you still want to pay attention when you're crossing the crossroads for huts.
The apothecary is like the equivalent of a pharmacy, and then there's like a silversmith, and there's a wig maker.
Okay, so this is the Colonial Palace. This is where the governor lives.
Now,
Hello. Is it okay if I record?
Sorry?
Is it okay if I record? Thank you. Alright, so here we are at the garden for the Governor Palace. And this is, we're currently entering the garden. Looks like it's still pretty well maintained, the garden. What?
Give us a little frame.
Hello? Hi. You are caught in the camera now. As you can see, there's a pattern, like a diamond shape embedded, I don't know, was that word inscribed within a square. I like to call this the recursion of trees. As you can see, it's going down infinitely until there's a brick wall. We are now heading into a maze of bushes, apparently. I do not know the name of such.
It's amazing. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so the thing about this is that I've been stuck in this maze for like 10 minutes. We found the center platform, which is like over there, but then now we kind of screwed up. Now we don't know where to go. Oh, here it is. The thing about traveling with these people is that they say "Ola Blena" like every like 5 seconds, so it's like really hard to say anything. We are currently going up the stairs. Some other people are currently doing the maze right now, as you can see here. Guys, say hey there! Hey there! Hey there! Max, say hey there! So currently everyone is going into the cellars. I don't know what they are thinking.
Can we not go in the cellar?
Yes. Honestly, I don't really like to go in the cellar as well. But you know, go with the flow, as they say. Ooh. was such a jump scare. It was so good for the vlog. Alright, so that left me wondering, who exactly was the one who slammed the door on us? Was it a ghost? Did I summon the ghost by making... So afterwards, I checked the recording one more time, just to double check to see if there was any kind of evidence. And then I found this.
But you know, go with the flow, as they say.
Pause. If you listen very, very closely, it's pretty hard to hear, but you could very barely hear someone in the back talking.
But you know, go with the flow, as they say.
You little pranksters, we've caught them red-handed. Oh no!
Okay, so now we're just heading over to the gift store and we're gonna pick up some souvenirs currently. Yeah, that's basically it. Alright, so we just exited the courthouse and we were originally planning to go to the gift shop first, but then we just came by the courthouse. So now I think we're going to the gift shop. Okay, so we just went to the gift shop. Everyone has got like a root beer or ginger ale. Cheers. You have to do cheers.
Alright guys, we're at cheers, okay?
You ready? 3, 2,
Everybody on
1.
3.
Wait, I gotta take a picture.
Oh bro, I need to take a video, hold on bro. Yeah, hold on.
Everyone get out their phones, bro.
3, 2, 3.
Cheers. I got it. Okay, I got it.
Doesn't this look quite suspicious, right? Bunch of teenagers, middle schoolers, drinking liquor. It's kind of illegal, isn't it? Okay, so after that, we just went to a couple of places, like
Post office, jewelry store, whatever this is, and of course our good old friend, Rally, which of course is just simply a bakery.
No, this is the part where you do a time lapse. So you just time lapse of us walking.
Okay, so now we're going to the ship that people first traveled to here. Okay, so this is the Discovery, the smallest ship.
Then I recommend that you discover the off button.
Okay, so I know that we've all done some very crazy stuff this year, but I think by far the most crazy thing that anyone has done this year, well, started like this. So during the trip, there was a policy that during the night, no phones were allowed, and they would be like confiscated by the teachers, or like what do you call it? Chaperones. That's right. That was the word I was thinking of. So anyways, me being me, I just went along and tried to find an exploit to communicate with my fellow students, besides from the ones that are already in the same room that I was in. So I take a look around the hotel room, and then I see,
Wait guys, I found the phone. Let's see if I can try to call someone else.
and yes, just to confirm with you guys, that was me. I was the one who discovered the phone in the hotel room, although I wasn't the one who called the most, as you'll see later.
Okay, so here it says, if we zoom in right here, room to room, floors 4 through 9, we have to dial 7 plus room number. So in theory, what I would do is, what is Maxar's room? Okay, so we just received intel that Max Har's room is what again? 302, as Max says. We're gonna see if this works. We dial 70. No. Okay, bro, I did it wrong. 7302. See if we can. This works. Hello? Hello? I don't hear anything. This might be dysfunctional. Okay, we just recently discovered the landline wasn't fully plugged in. As you can see, that's a problem. Oh wait, it just fell. Alright, Aries here is gonna plug in the landline for me.
Boomer style, boys.
What the heck, Max? Stop playing random music.
Max, keep playing it.
Oh, okay. The line is in.
I don't know what to do here.
There's literally an instruction page.
Who are we calling?
302.
Oh, I thought we were calling the Ghostbusters. Oh, it's gone. That's good. It worked.
There's no way. Let me try it. There's no way.
Try. So after our phones got usurped by Miss DeRosa, we spent the next hour prank calling other rooms. So there's been this running joke between Arkansas and Bojangles.
Oh yeah, Bojangles. Maxine was prank calling everyone using that impression.
Welcome to Bojangles. What can I do for you today?
I was sitting next to Rianne in our hotel room, and then I hear a call from the landline, and we were like, oh crap, we were being too loud because, there were hallway monitors out there.
Note that during all of this, I was in the shower, so I didn't know anything that was going on at that point.
So we slowly picks up the phone and asks, who is this? And then I just hear Maxim from the other side pretending to be the front desk.
Doubletree front desk. How may I help you, sir?
Okay, so after I get out of the shower, I ask my roommates, who at this point are still prank calling, hey, could I use the phone to actually legitimately call my parents? Because, I didn't have that much time to call my parents before because our phones were already taken away. So they said, okay, things calmed down a little because people are not... The prank calling's basically over, but it was still pretty late. It was like 11 o'clock. So then I take a look at the hotel phone. Like I said before, there was an instruction sheet on the phone. So you could basically look, long distance, toll free. So basically, if I were to dial someone out of state, in my case, I was trying to dial my parents who were in the West Coast. So I was trying to dial from the East Coast to the West Coast. 9 plus 1 plus the number you want to dial. That is long distance toll free. So then I go along and I dial my parents, 9 plus 1. But then there's kind of a slight problem. It's either that I'm too deaf to hear it, or just that it was actually genuinely broken. So usually when you're dialing someone on a phone, you hear beep boop bop. It's something along the lines of... Each number on the phone is assigned to a different frequency, so that when you press every number, there's a random sound. The thing is, I didn't hear the 1 press. So then I redial the 1 because I think I didn't click it. I misclicked it. But then whenever you dial 911, it automatically dials. I think that's how it works on landlines at least. But the emergency call gets through and I hear police from the other side.
911, what's your emergency?
So at this point, for some reason, even though I'm the one who sent out the call, I think it's some sort of prank caller because of instinct, and I just hang up the phone. Okay, so then I try again to get to my parents, and this time it actually works. So then after I finished calling my parents, I hang up the phone and get ready to sleep, because by then it's already probably 11 o'clock, I don't remember exactly. So then 5-10 minutes pass, and I hear another call incoming. And I was like, who could be calling at this time? Is it another prank call? So I pick up the phone and I instantly hang up. But then the phone rings again after 5 minutes. I pick up the phone and instead of hearing Max pretending to be the front desk, I actually hear the front desk this time. And I was like, oh crap, we just called the front desk. That's pretty bad. And then the front desk tells us something even worse. We've been notified that there have been a 911 dispatch that got sent out in that room. Is everything going fine? I didn't send out no 911 dispatch. Well, here apparently it says you did. What? That's not possible. I would never do such thing. Well, they're already coming. Oh no. So then I ask them, what do I do when the police actually come? And they tell me, oh, just tell them it was a false alarm and you'll be alright. But clearly, I was not that reassured. So my roommates try to calm me down, But at the same time, they're laughing because I had legitimately dialed the police. They were in complete and utter disbelief.
Then Max was like, they're gonna be here any second now. You better be careful. At this point, Daniel is kind of panicking, so Aris goes to reassure him.
So I say, it's okay, they're not gonna be here that fast. But the moment I say that, I hear a on the door.
And then immediately after, I hear, police department, please open up. And the four of us was like completely panicking at that point. And I was like, how could we mess up that bad the first day of the trip? We're gonna get scolded by Mr. G so hard tomorrow. We couldn't even believe it, but fortunately for us, we didn't get scolded at all. All that we succumbed to was just a noise complaint, which happened after the police department event because we were too hyper that we couldn't stop laughing even after the police department left because we were laughing about the police department.
Okay, so now we are at D.C. We're at the capital of the country. There's going to be a lot of security here, especially when we go into the museum, so we can't record that as much. Alright, we are at the Library of Congress. Let's go. We are now in the Library of Congress. As you can see, these are all the books there are. And if we can try to take a guess on how much books there are in here, there's quite a lot. Okay, so we're currently going to the Supreme Court, but there are protests going on currently. So we're gonna have to view the Supreme Court from across the street. As you can see, there are currently a whole bunch of news reporters. Alright, so now we're at the Supreme Court. Apparently there is a whole mob of crowds protesting. So, yeah, we're currently just standing across the street. Okay, we are currently in the Ronald Reagan Trade Center. We just finished eating our lunch, and right now we're just hanging about. We're about to see part of the Berlin Wall.
If they let us go there.
Okay, so this is apparently the Berlin Wall. This is part of the Berlin Wall. The fall of the wall. Interesting. There's still some graffiti on it. And on the other side we have apple tree, and a peace sign. All right, now we're heading towards the White House. Okay, so this is the Treasury Department that we're right now at. Here we have the statue of General Lafayette. And lastly, we have the White House. The White House. That is the Washington Monument. Okay, so we're currently lining up at the National African American History Museum. And once we get through security, I'll see you on the other side. So currently we are in, we're waiting for the others. We're in the National African American History Museum. Hi. Quite an interesting place it is. We're currently waiting on the others to finish doing their wee-wee. Hi. Stuff like that. Hi. Just a wee bit of wee-wee, you know?
Alright, so here I got a little bit bored of recording videos all the time, so I just took some photos instead. But sooner or later, you still have to get back on the grind.
The next call is brothers and sisters. When we say brothers and sisters, bring your fist down to your waist and say yes. Then snap your arms back to the position.
You guys are doing great.
So there's kind of been an inside joke regarding some of the Greek letters, like alpha, beta. I guess this is partially because that in some Indian languages, like Hindi, Bengali, beta, which sounds like the Greek letter beta, means son or daughter. Then some Indian dude at our school decided to make a joke about it, and that's how the joke came to be. So then, during our visit to the National African American History Museum, one of my classmates, Max, found a accredited organization labeled on one of the displays, Phi Beta Sigma, apparently, or it's pronounced Phi, or I don't know. Now, even though I didn't really get the joke, we still got a good laugh out of it, because, you know, everyone else was laughing, and there's something called bandwagoning, so yeah. So speaking of museums, we went to quite a bit of museums this trip. This next museum that we went to was one of my favorite museums this entire journey.
Hear everything. Say nothing. Deny everything.
There it was. This was the one and only International Spy Museum. Mission? Well, we do have this objective.
Okay, today our task would be to take on a secret identity, to collect intelligence, to assess your spy skills, and receive a debrief at the end of your visit. Briefing station. Assume your cover. Tap badge below. Hold on a second. I'm not a very good spy, as you can see. Okay, so we got some German firstly. Russkiy, chovek. Hello, this is Agent Nico from Bilbao, Spain. We are currently in the spy theater. Awaiting. One of the hardest parts about spying and espionage is the fact that you have to communicate the information that you receive without getting caught, and that was what covert communication is. Basically, if you get caught doing such, like if you're receiving that information, you can get executed. A lot of people have. Disguises are also very important. They can be used to help you blend in with the public and seem as if you are a normal person. Secret entry is the way spies can enter enemy territory without being caught. So that requires a lot of skill and patience as well. Then there's surveillance and counter-surveillance. Basically what that is that it's technology, or the use of technology to actually gain the information, to basically eavesdrop secretly on enemy spies. And that's basically what this guy did. He was the master of technical countermeasures. Lastly, there's escape and evasion. Okay, so this guy was a spy who was known for designing gadgets used for escaping, and of course escaping something very important for espionage, because no one wants to get caught, and getting caught means execution most of the time. This is the room for how spies used to send secret messages to other spies. We learned in history that the Americans, when they were spying, they often used the Navajo language, because no one else used the Navajo language in the world. They used the Navajo. Each Navajo word represented a letter in the phonetic alphabet. This is also a common way for people to send a message. So if they're trying to send a secret message embedded within, this is kind of like blackout poetry, but it's like reverse engineered.
Blackout poetry, except it's more dangerous.
Yeah. As you can see, the funds all were delivered to the lady in exile, and that was the message they were trying to find. Nanya, how does this work? Okay. Spinning secrets referring to this wheel. We have seen this at school a lot of times in breakout rooms and escape rooms and stuff like that. Basically how this would work is you match a fake alphabet with a real alphabet. You match a different letter with a different letter from the real alphabet. So for instance here, X would mean H, W would mean G. This could work with the numbers as well, as you can see, and lowercase letters in different orders, and letters of other alphabets like this. As you can see, if we can't rotate this, but look, this letter is E-T. We don't have the letter Et in English. U-R-B. So now the next one is, let's see, let me just go around and see how you do this. R-U-Y-D-W. Y matches I, N, being. So it should be you are being. I feel like this should be like abducted or something. Watched. There we go. This guy's the genius right here. Someone found something. Look, okay.
It does cover.
This is you see a whole bunch of random letters here, but now when you put this over, it says cover blown. So that's basically how the invisible ink works. Now comes the mystery part of the museum. Here comes the deduction part of spying. Personally, I really like detectives more than spies, but yeah, I really like the aspect of mystery in these cases. It gives a sense of suspense. And leather. No. Bro, you're bad. No.
Dan, you're bad.
Bruh. Okay, so currently we are heading up to another museum. Okay, we're in the lobby of the Museum of Natural History, as you can see here. And I'm with my buddy Steven here. Say hi.
What are these? They just look like broken bits of bone. But there's more. Let's take a closer look at the ends. They're rounded and polished. Now let's take an even closer look.
Okay, so we're here at the Museum of the American... Bruh. We are entering the theater by now.
Proceed on this row first. And mindful how much room space we're taking up. There are other guests in the museum. So I'll start with this map right here on the wall here. see are here on some of these objects, and then actually it's Latin, stands for Georgius Rex, or George King, so I think it's that guy. So these are objects you're finding in homes, businesses, churches, every walk of life, you're being reminded of the British Empire and its power. And so for the most part, people are getting across this page.
The imperial conflict with France and Spain. The victory secures Britain's global empire and the benefits of trade for English people.
Even playing cards. So pretty much something through trade with Great Britain. You know, fine cloths, glass, metal, medicine, cheese, tea, wine. Why do you think some of the soldiers don't get along? No one has a guess? They have different beliefs on how
Okay, so that was pretty interesting to say the least. Okay, and then we went to dinner. And remember when I told you guys that no phones were allowed during meals? Well, I kind of snuck in a phone and I recorded a clip to give people a glimpse of what was it like during the meals. Yeah, everyone was having fun, chatting, and that was pretty good. I think the no phone policy was a very fair choice by the teachers.
My name is Uncle Marcus. Which story? I have many stories. Read the wrong right. To all our nephews and all out there, all our nephews out there. Say hello to the nephews out there. Don't hear this idiot.
Okay, not only did we go to museums, we also went to a lot of memorials. And when I say a lot, it's not 1 to 2, it's a lot. Here, since we're in America, and our first president is Mr. George Washington, let's take a visit to George Washington's home, Mount Vernon.
Okay, so we are currently at Mount Vernon. Okay, so this is the life-size George Washington statue. As you can see, Max is currently touching it. Hello, beta.
What are you trying to do?
The record. Okay, so here we are at the Mount Vernon house, George Washington's home, and we just finished taking a group photo.
The fancy carriage is over there.
I'm more interested in clones. Carriage. Okay, we are currently going to take the tour of the mansion of George Washington. I'll see you there. Okay, so now we're going to the MLK. Bro, I'm freaking vlogging. Okay, right now we are heading over to the MLK Junior Memorial.
Yeah, we're heading to a memorial.
Okay, how about you be the narrator then?
Hey guys, it's Rianne. It's Cindy.
recording. For Daniel, we're going to the MLK Memorial. Our tour guide knew like a bunch of stuff about it. Yeah, we're really excited. Oh, no, we're going to the bathroom. I'm gonna stop the video because I don't think we need to record people going to the bathroom. Welcome to D.C. where planes are not supposed to fly over, but there are still planes flying. And this is Daniel's face reveal.
What?
Yeah. Guys, this is fun. I should have vlogged.
Okay, we are now at the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial, and we're currently heading our way over to the memorial itself. As you can see, for those who have been here, you may have seen some familiar scenery. Alright, we are currently going to take a look at the statue, Out of the Mountain of Despair, a Stone of Hope. And of course, this is the famous Martin Luther King Jr., the unfinished statue.
Okay, so obviously we didn't have a lot of time to work with. Unfortunately, I did not have enough time to take photos and videos of like every single aspect of the memorial. So let's just move on to the next one. So next we have FDR, and of course everyone knows that's a very famous abbreviation, like FDR MLK, which stands for Franklyn Delano Roosevelt. He actually served 4 terms of presidency in the United States of America.
Okay, here we are at the FDR Memorial. Take a quick selfie. This generation of Americans has a rendezvous with destiny. I pledge myself to a new deal for the American people. I never forget that I live in a house owned by all the American people and that I have been given their trust. I propose to create a civilian conservation corps to be used in simple work. More important, however, than the material gains will be the moral and spiritual value of such work. And here we have these statues representing the people in poverty during the time when FDR was president, and the people who had lost their farms. They who seek to establish systems of government based on the regimentation of all human beings by a handful of interval rulers call this a new order. It is not new and it is not an order. And of course, the best part is the dog.
So I had so much fun reading the quotes. This one is my favorite one. Alright, so speaking of presidents, we went to quite a bit of President's Memorial. So I think my favorite one so far was the Lincoln Memorial because of how humongous it was. And there was a lot of space to record, and you didn't have to... but there was a lot of people as well, so I didn't get like a clear image of everything.
Okay, so now this is the Lincoln Memorial.
So I quite enjoyed recording that footage, but still there are some places which I didn't record at all, notably the Jefferson Memorial. So we went to quite a bit of memorials that day, and I kinda got tired of recording. So me and Max just sat along the edge of the Jefferson Memorial, and we started talking about languages. So just simply imagine a Chinese guy teaching a Russian dude how to speak Chinese under an American memorial. How weird is that? And after that, we also went to visit the place where Lincoln actually died.
The Ford Theater. This was where Lincoln was killed by Ford. No, not Ford. Lincoln was killed by John Wilkes Booth, and this is where the home that he died in.
Not having one.
Okay, so now we're heading over to 3 memorials. Firstly, we're going to the World War II Memorial, Then we're going over to the Korean Memorial, and then we're going to the Vietnam War Memorial. This is the Korean War Memorial. So there are actually 38 soldiers that represented the 38th parallel, by which they stopped, the armistice was made on, and also how long the war was. Dude, I really want to take a photo with this guy, but instead he's just gonna have to be filmed by me. How sad. Over here is the 3 servicemen statue, and it is the statue representing all the people who lived throughout the Vietnam War and contributed to the outcome of the war. Okay, so we're currently heading over to the Vietnam War. As you can see, there is a long line of people, so we're gonna have to wait a little bit until we can see the list of names. Please respect your national monuments. Will do, sir. Look at all the names. Oh, there's so many people here. Did you know that there is approximately 53,000, I think it was 58 or 53,000 people who were involved on the wall. Okay, Evan just corrected me and he said it was 58,000 people on the wall. And now this is the Vietnam War Memorial for the women. There were 11,000 women who served in the Vietnam War.
Well, I don't know what happened, but unfortunately there has been a problem. The footage is missing. However, what's more important is that one of our classmates found Kilroy. Okay, so here we went to the Arlington National Cemetery, and here you hear little to no talking because, like the slave memorial, we had to stay silent in order to pay respect to the deceased. Okay, so here we were going to watch the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, which is a pretty famous event, but I couldn't really understand how it went. It was just 2 soldiers walking in place around. But then again, these Tomb Guard soldiers have received a badge that is actually the 3rd least awarded badge to the entire US Army. We have to at least give them some respect despite their mundane jobs. I think here they were just wrapping up the previous Tomb Guard, I don't know, ceremony, event, or whatever, and we were the next group of people who came to watch the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. What's funny is, at this point, someone actually accidentally kicked a water bottle into the place while the event was going on. I know who it is, but I'm not going to say it out loud because, you know, I'm just going to do a quick time-lapse of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier event. So after this, we went to see the tombstones of quite a bit of famous people, such as Ruth Bader Ginsburg, John F. Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, which is John F. Kennedy's brother, Edward Kennedy, and Joseph Kennedy. There's quite a bit of Kennedys out here. So usually when I'm taking videos for the vlog, I try to include parts where we're walking to the memorial. So the last memorial we went to, of course, was the 9/11 memorial at the Pentagon. Obviously, I couldn't take any photos or videos while we were walking there because it's the Pentagon and there's government officials working there. So I couldn't get any footage of us actually walking into the memorial. So I'll just do a brief showcase of the memorial for now.
Okay, now I'm currently at the Pentagon Memorial for 9/11. What happened that day was incredibly sad. I believe more than 180 people died. This memorial is reminiscing everybody who died during 9/11 who crashed onto the Pentagon, which is that building over there, which is just showed. Every one of these benches represents someone who died. Over there, year that represents the year that these people in this row or column were born in. As you can see, every bench in this row represents someone who died. and this memorial prevents us from forgetting that. Currently, we are at the first bank constructed in America. Here it is. As you can see in the Roman numerals, it was founded in the year of 1795. Speaking of banks, this is the scene of the first bank robbery here in America. We got it, we got it. We got it. No entry. Okay, we're heading over to the Independence Visitor Center currently. As you can see, in the Liberty Bell Museum, we're just about, at this point, we're just about to see it. This looks like a Liberty Bell, but it's actually a lamb. Okay, here's the real deal this time. This is the Liberty Bell. As you can see, everyone here is taking photos. I'm just taking a video, because why not?
Okay, so you guys are probably disinterested in museums by now, as I've showed too many museums. It's the point where your interest is already has already diminished. But bear with me, I have one last museum to show.
Okay, now we're currently in the Benjamin Franklin Museum. Chess. This is like always my childhood favorite board game. I always play it.
Sometimes I question why I do this. 2 whole months were spent on the making of this video, and I greatly enjoyed the experience, not only recording the clips and editing them into one video, but also the excitement and fun that was gained. Although I'm sad that the process is over, to be frank, I'm actually quite relieved. Day and night did I spend on the project. The first thing I did when I woke up was edit. The first thing I did when I got back from class was edit. I edited in the day, I edited in the night. Sometimes my room was messy, sometimes my room was neat. Sometimes I recorded after Kung Fu class when you see that red shirt that I'm always wearing. Sometimes I recorded when it was cold and I wore a hoodie. I even recorded straight after graduation. You can see the amount of time I've spent on this video, given the different shirts I've worn. This has been the largest project ever, with the video almost reaching an hour long, spending countless hours cutting clips, downloading music from YouTube, editing subtitles using this one budget website I found online, and DMing people on Discord to help me with the project. I'm glad that it's finally done, and I think the DC trip was probably the greatest experience that any of us had so far.
The Washington D.C. trip was a lot of fun, and I had a great time learning about all the interesting people that shaped America to what it is now today.
The DC trip was an experience like no other.
DC was refreshing and full too.
The Washington D.C. trip was truly glorious and something I'll never forget.
It was alright, but the project was really good. And with that, I'm gonna leave you off with one final montage. I hope you enjoy.